Welcome to this week's episode of Cultivating Creativity. This week, Felicia has challenged us to create a grid layout. So those are my photos I just showed you. They were photos that were collaged together in the Project Life app, and then I added a tiny Project Life card for the 6th little 2x2 block, and I'm going to use that as my title. So I'm using this paper today from Rooted Love by Wild Whisper Designs. And I've also grabbed some black cardstock to map my photos and a cut file from Paper Issues. That cut file is a free file, and some little bits and pieces. So the circles on this Wild Whisper paper fit just about perfectly into all the circles on my cut file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut all of these circles, well, a large majority of them, not quite all of them. And then I'm going to go ahead and use some quick dry adhesive and attach them to the back of my cut file. This was a little tedious and it did take a little while, so I cut most of this out of my video just because who wants to see me cutting and gluing and cutting and gluing? When I got towards the end of this layout, I came up with a really nice system where I was cutting, like, instead of cutting them, you see here how I'm cutting them really close. When I got down to the end, I stopped cutting them so close in and started leaving little tabs on the corners just to make it easier to glue them all down and get them all done. So that was my happy job for a while. And now I have them all cut out. I thought about putting foam tape behind them, but I have been worried about my albums getting too bulky, so I decided that for this layout, it wasn't going to add enough for the bulk in my album, and I just popped it right down onto the white cardstock. Now I've cut apart that collage of pictures, and I backed all of the squares in black so that they would pop off the page and they wouldn't get lost in my busy background that I have there. And so I'm just putting them together. I'm going to put those two pictures together where my title is. So I'm going to use that Project Life. So I created this collage in the Project Life app, and there's lots of beautiful collage. I love to do this. When you have empty spaces, you can add some of the Project Life cards, and then they'll print, and then you can use them for titles or anything you'd like. And they have a lot of free ones that are just included in the app, and those are mostly the ones that I use. So now I'm just going to go ahead and add some embellishments. I'm going to put my date for these photos here in the bottom corner. And so I have my title at the top, the date at the bottom, and then I'm going to embellish, but not heavily. I'm just going to put a little bit of embellishment around all of my different photos. I just wanted a little bit. And then there's that one circle that's up at the top that doesn't have anything in it. It doesn't have, a flower or an image from the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and fill that with some things. And there's my fuzzy head. Sorry about that. I think about stapling, and I really would have liked to have stapled that heart in, but my stapler wasn't fitting, so that's okay. Then I would have had to put staples in other places, and I don't know that I would have liked it or wanted staples everywhere. So this is a clear sticker from Simple Stories. It's from the Life in Color collection, which is a pretty old collection. I'm almost out of them. But I wanted to add little pops of black here and there just because my title that I'm using is in black. And so I wanted to go ahead and use that as well. And this die cut is from Jane Hadfield's Everyday collection. All of these papers and embellishments are from my March stash kit, and you can find the video for that. It's a pretty recent video because it's this kit that I'm using this whole month, throughout this month till the middle of April. And now I'm going to go ahead and cut die cuts in half. So I cut everything in half. These are flowers from Chamel's True Stories collection, and I love how these flowers worked. I'm so glad that I kept them. Because I was really tempted a couple times to be like, you know what, I've used most of this collection up, but for some reason I just loved those flowers, and I kept waiting for just the right spot or the right layout, and this was the perfect spot for them to go. The colors worked really well, and they were really nice. They worked, very, very nicely with this whole layout. So the last thing I'm going to do, I'm going to flip through some of these embellishments, but I decided, you know what, I have this cut file, I'm loving the colors, I'm just going to sprinkle a couple of enamel dots around this layout and call it good. So this layout, once I backed all the cut file with all the pattern papers, this layout came together really quickly. I did consider a couple times trying to decide if I really wanted to do some splatters, but I decided I really liked this clean kind of grid design I had going there. So I decided to forgo the splatters. So that's my layout for today. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Cultivating Creativity. Make sure to check out the other girls' channels as well. Bye!